This is the Giants Postcast, your instant game reaction for the San Francisco Giants, part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
Yo, what's up, everyone, and welcome back to the Locked On Giants Postcast. I'm your host, Eric Triple E Engel. You may know me as the former producer for the Murph and Mac Morning Show on KMBR, or maybe from some of these other Locked On Postcasts we do. But today, the Giants led by 5 runs entering the 7th inning tonight, but the embattled bunch found yet another way to give away a sure win, falling 9-8 to the St. Louis Cardinals. The bullpen surrendered 6 runs in just 3 innings of work, using 4 relievers to get through those 3 innings. And the 8 runs the Giants gave up, or the Giants produced tonight, usually going to be enough for this team to get a win, but ultimately not enough tonight. Logan Webb pitched well enough to earn the win in this one and did pass the 200 inning mark for the 3rd consecutive season. But with the loss, the Giants are now mathematically eliminated from postseason contention, and 500 is going to be real tough for this team to get to that marker as well. We'll break it all down, but first, I want to thank all of you for watching us on the Locked On Giants YouTube channel. Please, if you aren't already subscribed, hit that subscribe button right now. Thanks also for listening on the Locked On Giants podcast feed. However you're tuning in, we appreciate it. Make sure to check out the Locked On Giants Daily Show for more in-depth coverage. And in this one, you're supposed to win games that you lead 8-3 going into the 7th inning. Like, there's no way that you're supposed to lose a game like this. And in games like this, yet another one-run loss for the Giants. It's indicative of where this team's at and where they've been at all season long. This team just doesn't quite have whatever that thing is that gets you over the hump to be able to win these close games. I mean, earlier in the season, it was the bullpen that was really the difference in these one-run games for the Giants. They would just absolutely shut teams down in the back half of games, and that's precisely why the Giants lost in this one. They're 26-30 in one-run games this year. If a few of those go a little bit differently, the Giants are in the playoffs. And it's been, an issue for this team all season long, trying to win these close games. And it just has not gone the Giants' way. Furthermore, when the Giants score 5 or more runs, they're 48-16. They scored 8 runs today. They should have won this baseball game, but you got to have a bullpen, and right now the Giants kind of just don't have one. I mean, you found some diamonds in the rough throughout the season. Yoel Piguero, Joey Lucchesi, and they were pitching pretty well when you weren't having to completely overwork them. But at this point in the season, it's been a while since the Giants' last off day, and this bullpen has been utilized a ton on that road trip that the Giants were just on, and then they've been used a lot since they've been back here as well at Oracle Park. So everybody in this pen is tired right now. Ryan Walker also comes up in that 9th inning and blows his 7th save of the season. Let's get into it. Today's turning point.
Time to reveal where the game was won or lost. It's the turning point.
And I want to pin this on Ryan Walker. Like, I want there to be like a bad guy that I could just put all the blame on and let all this anger out that I have about this Giants team in the way they continually blow leads late in games. But ultimately, I can't blame everything on Ryan Walker. We got to look at the 7th inning for today's turning point. The Cardinals just started hitting the ball. I mean, Jordan Walker drives a double into center field, and then after a walk in a Brendan Donovan rare strikeout, Brendan Donovan had 4 doubles today, including a backbreaker in that 8th inning, or in the top of the 9th. And then you get Ivan Herrera, a home run. I'm pretty sure Herrera hit a home run last night as well for the Cardinals, and his 19th of the season, scores 2 runs. You put a guy on for free, and it comes back to haunt you immediately. It ends up being a run that walk gets turned into a run on the scoreboard for the Cardinals with just a lot of haste in this inning. And so it's still 6-8. Giants leading by 2 at that point. But then Nolan Arenado, who's been just a giant killer in his career, comes up, solo home run to left field for the 4th run of the inning. And this was the first batter that Spencer Bivens faced, was Nolan Arenado, and gave up that home run. So a very, very, very frustrating inning for the Giants. And at that point, the Giants, you needed to respond in some kind of way. Then you come back in the 7th inning, 1-2-3. You come back in the 8th inning, 1-2-3. And at that point, you just kind of knew that with Ryan Walker coming in the 9th, and the way that this Giants offense was showing you that they weren't going to do a damn thing late in this game, you knew that the Cardinals were going to win. you knew that you could feel it. At least I could. I could feel it in the air that it just like all these other games where the Giants have just let teams hang around and slowly claw back in, especially in the second half after getting rid of all their horses at the back end of the bullpen at the trade deadline. And this is the impact of that. But ultimately, you did beef up that farm system a little bit with the trade for at least with sending Tyler Rogers out. And so, I mean, we'll see how that works out for the Giants. But ultimately, this year, you could kind of make the argument that if the Giants hang on to their bullpen pieces that they shopped around at the deadline, this team might have made the postseason. This team might have just had just enough juice to get them, 3-4 more wins in the second half of the year to put them right there with the Mets. I mean, you could make that argument. It's not an impossible, proposal that the Giants could have been able to do that. But instead, you got Ryan Walker closing games in the ninth, and we know how that has gone for him this year. As I said, he's already blown 6 games coming into tonight and picks up his 7th blown save of the season. It starts off with the Victor Scott single right away, leadoff single, and I feel like with Ryan Walker, when you see him give up that first base runner, you kind of know what night it's going to be. And even though it was a hell of an at bat by Scott to drive that sinker that was, well off the plate on the outside for a single to left field. It's just kind of indicative of what's going on with Ryan Walker. That slider seems like it's getting knocked around a lot. It's just not the same pitch that it was last year. And then up comes Brendan Donovan after that leadoff single. And this guy, a doubles machine for the Cardinals tonight. 4 doubles for Brendan Donovan tonight. He's got up to 31 doubles on the season now, and that 4th one that he hit was an absolute backbreaker. Sends in the tying run and puts the winning run in scoring position, or the go-ahead run that would be the winning run in scoring position. Then Alec Burleson drives a single, drives in that run, 9-8 Cardinals lead. And you knew that the Giants weren't going to really be able to do anything on the other side. I was actually surprised to see Willy Adames get that extra base hit in the bottom of the ninth. I expected the Giants to promptly roll over and die. So it was, I guess, kind of nice that they got the runner in scoring position in that ninth inning. But I'm so tired of moral victories with this team. I'm so tired of getting almost there or getting close. I want this team to be good again. I want this team to win games that are close. I want this team to give Logan Webb run support. And on nights when they do give him run support, I want the bullpen to hold it down, man. It just seems like no matter what is happening with Logan Webb on the mound out there, we cannot get this guy a damn win. And Webby, this might be his last start of the season. He has been amazing for the Giants. Again, 3rd consecutive season where Logan Webb has gone over 200 innings pitched in a season. It did it in 2023, 2024, and this year, 2025. He's been an absolute workhorse, man. He's the heart and soul of this team. And without Logan Webb, your pitching staff would be in absolute shambles. This guy needs a lot more credit than he's getting. I saw someone in the chat the other day say that Logan Webb's fallen off and that he's essentially a number 2 now. Get out of here. Get all the way out of here with that BS. Logan Webb is one of the top quality starts guys in Major League Baseball. He's going to give you a ton of innings. He's not going to have the fancy, gaudy strikeout numbers every season, although this year he's got 216 of them. Logan Webb is absolutely ace material, 1A ace level material, 3.3 ERA on the season. Dude started 34 games. What more do you want? What more do you want from Logan Webb? He can't go up there and hit anymore, although the last time that we saw a pitcher hit a home run in a game they started, it was Logan Webb who did it. So other than Shohei Ohtani, of course. But Logan Webb, he's what more do you want from the guy? Do you want him to go up there and start hitting home runs? Is that the only way that we're going to give Logan Webb credit as the ace that he should be, if he can, generate his own run support? Because the Giants offense sure as hell ain't doing it when he's on the mound. So we got to give Webby some credit. He's been just one playoff start for Logan Webb. I need more than that in my lifetime. I need Logan Webb to be in the postseason. I need to see this guy on the biggest stage. I'm tired of seeing him on mid-Giants teams. They owe it to him. They owe it to the fans to get back to being a decent quality ball club. And they're just not that right now. They're just absolutely not anywhere close to being that right now. In fact, unless they win the rest of their baseball games this season, unless they rattle off 4 wins in a row after this horrible losing stretch, they're not even going to see 500 this year. So Giants, today you get eliminated from playoff contention, which thankfully we can put that completely to bed, that all that nonsense. This team I mean, I feel like without the third wild card edition, this team would have been out of it halfway through August, and it's just frustrating seeing this team continuously be mediocre and subpar. We got more to get into on today's show. We still got to get you a player of the game and get into what you're going to be talking about. Both of those things next on the Locked On Giants postcast. Today's show is sponsored by Nutrafol. You've probably seen a million ads for hair growth products and thought, sure, like that actually works. There are so many products out there, and it's hard to know which ones are actually going to do anything. That's why you should give Nutrafol a closer look. Nutrafol is the #1 dermatologist recommended hair growth supplement brand, trusted by over 1.5 million people. And it's not just hype, it's a supplement clinically tested that targets the root causes of thinning and shedding with a proactive approach. And as a man in his early to mid 30s with some thinning going on, man, there's nothing better than hearing something like this, because I need a solution for this. If you are in the same boat, check out Nutrafol. See thicker, stronger hair with less shedding in just 3 to 6 months with Nutrafol. For a limited time, Nutrafol is offering Locked On MLB listeners $10 off your first month subscription and free shipping when you go to Nutrafol.com and enter the promo code Locked On MLB. That's Nutrafol.com, promo code Locked On MLB. And today's show is sponsored by FanDuel. The NFL season is here. FanDuel is making sure you're ready for kickoff with a can't miss offer. Right now, new customers can bet just $5, and if your bet wins, you'll get $300 in bonus bets to use across the app. And I love using FanDuel because it's so easy to use, man. No extravagant trips to the sportsbook. You can get in on the action from your couch, from the comfort of your own home. You can get in on same game parlays. You can pick it up with live bets. So many options on FanDuel. You bet spreads, bet money lines, player props, whatever you want. It's all right there for you. Just if you're ready to play, download the FanDuel app right now by visiting FanDuel.com to get started. That's FanDuel.com to place your first $5 bet. Welcome back to the Locked On Giants postcast. I'm your host, Eric Triple E Engel, and this is a very frustrating loss for the Giants. You're winning by 5 runs going into the 7th inning, and again, the Giants, continuously find ways to shoot themselves in the foot. It's frustrating. This team is continuously underachieved this whole year long, and you can see it, the frustration in the chat. I see my guy Josh saying Luke Casey is one of the worst Giants relievers ever. I wouldn't go that far. Josh also saying Melvin has to go in half of the roster. I also want to go that far. I get that Bob Melvin is on the hot seat. His seat should absolutely be hot, and I just expect him to be back this next season. I absolutely do, because the way that the front office has kind of indicated, I don't think they're going to make a change. And you see guys like Logan Webb come out and stand behind Bob Melvin. I think that means something. We've seen in the past, for instance, right before Kapler left, we did not see Logan Webb very sure of Gabe Kapler coming back the next season. And he was pretty candid about that when he was asked about it. And Webby, I think, is a good barometer for where this clubhouse is. And I don't think that these Giants players gave up on him, on Bob Melvin. I don't think he completely lost them. I think that I just think that the Giants played like dog water the last half of the season. It's very frustrating, and I don't know. I just don't understand why this team continuously underachieves. They have the pitching to do it, or at least they seemingly did at the start of the season. You just had so many guys underachieve. Hayden Birdsong, a big disappointment this year. He never found it in the second half of the season. We never even saw him come back after he got sent down to AAA. It's like his arm just completely fell off his body. Guy's on a milk carton somewhere. And you've just had kind of a parade of random guys to start since then. You've had Carson Wisenhunt, Carson Seymour. You've had Trevor McDonald. You've had a lot of guys make these random spot starts. It just has not worked out for the Giants. And today, when you have a lot of guys making spot starts, you usually have the bullpen eating a lot of innings, and the bullpen absolutely is gassed at this point. They've been eating so many innings, and they just kind of ran into a wall today. And that's what I think was the big difference in this one. Thankfully for the Giants, though, we do have some good things to talk about, because offensively they did pretty well today. You score 8 runs. That's a good day at the dish. 5 for 14 with runners in scoring position. That's also pretty damn good. But ultimately, you just can't get it done in the final 3 innings, and that's been the story for this losing stretch. Is the Giants unable to really do anything in those last 3 innings of games? It's really made a big impact on this losing stretch, and I think that's what you're going to be talking about after this one.
This is what you'll be talking about.
And I think that the main thing in this losing streak, or one of the main things in this losing streak, is the Giants' lack of ability to add on. And I know that they did technically add on to the Cardinals bullpen after chasing the starter in this one, because the starter only lasted 2 2/3 innings. But they added 3 runs against the bullpen, but those came in the 5th and 6th innings. I'm talking about the Giants needing to respond in those last 3 innings. Once they start giving up runs, you gotta, do something to slow the other team's momentum down. Even just 1 run in the mix there. If the Giants come back in the bottom of the 7th and they score a run, or the score a run in the bottom of the 8th, I don't know if the Cardinals score those 2 in the top of the 9th. I think that gives them just a little bit of breathing room, just a little bit of a breath of fresh air to give that team a little bit of levity and be able to kind of calm down out there and settle in and pick up that win. But instead, you let the Cardinals continue to mount that momentum. And this is what's been happening with the Giants in these recent games, in these recent weeks, where they just continuously fall apart offensively late in games, and the other team continues to get stronger. And that's, again, what the recipe for disaster was tonight for the Giants in this 9-8 loss out at Oracle Park. And it's just frustrating, man. I keep saying the same thing over and over. This is a very frustrating team, and I'm just exasperated at this point with all the frustrations from this team that have just been mounting all season long. It's the same inconsistencies at the dish. It's the same lack of depth in the starting pitching staff, even though you appear to have it. And it just all comes to fruition in a sub 500 season and a guaranteed non-playoff berth. Again, the Giants missing the playoffs yet again, and you just have that 107 win season where they just, I think, fell backwards into a lot of luck that year. And it just happened to be the exact right formula at the exact right time, with a bunch of really guys who are overachieving and not really as good as they were advertised that season. And the Giants somehow lucked into a playoff berth. And without that, you're looking at the last 7-8 years of just complete mediocrity from this team. And it continues this season. As I said, they're going to be lucky if they can get back to 500. They're going to need to win their last 4 in a row to do it. I absolutely do not expect them to get there. One thing before we get on out of here, ABS, automatic balls and strikes, have been confirmed to be a part of next season. And that's another bad news Bears situation for the Giants, because it takes a lot of value from Pat Bailey away. So automated balls and strikes, you're going to have to challenge. It's not like every pitch is called by the robo umps, but you can challenge as a hitter if you think a pitch was not a strike that was called a strike. And if you are successful, you retain your challenge. You get 2 challenges per game. So theoretically, if other teams catch on to what Pat Bailey's doing, and they got the coconuts for it, they can keep calling those challenges. And if they keep winning, Pat Bailey's framing ability, it's not nearly as impactful to the game as it was this season or last season, and it won't be that same way going forward. So it's going to be frustrating to see what the Giants do at catcher. I think you absolutely have to have a competition for that spot in spring training next year. I don't think you can just let Pat Bailey waltz into there when you're taking away his contributions to the game just based on the rules of the game. And the guy's batting .224. I know he had 2 hits tonight. He had an RBI. He had 2 runs scored. Pat Bailey was not a problem offensively tonight, but you can't be hitting .220 all season long and with these minimal power numbers and be expected to hold down that spot, especially when you're kind of taking away some of the things you can do defensively to boost what Pat Bailey does. He did issue a statement saying that he hates the ABS system, and I don't blame him, man. If I was Pat Bailey, I'd hate it too. He straight up said there's going to be a lot of guys who are no longer going to be a part of the game once you take that away. And he might be talking about himself, man. So the Giants absolutely need to figure out a way to address that position, as well as second base, as well as right field. You got a lot of holes on this team that you got to figure out for next season. Starting pitching, relief pitching, you need a lot of additions And this team's a long way from being competitive, I think. But you do have a nice, solid core. Devers, Adames, Chapman, Eldridge. That's what you got going forward for sure. Jung-Hoo Lee is also going to be a part of that based on his contract. He's going to go. It's going to happen one way or the other. He's going to be there, whether it's for better or for worse. Same with Bryce Eldridge. They don't have a backup plan for if he does not work out. So both of those guys are going to need to contribute next year, and hopefully they can both get going before the end of this season. It's all the time that we got for you guys to play, or that's all the time that we've got for you guys today. I'm your host, Eric Triple E. Engel. We'll see you next time. Peace.